I was working 24/7, 365. That all came crashing down. I was in a very low place. And now I'm a full-time property investor.
I mean, how much are you charging for that on average?
3,000, 5,000. We've done £10,000 deals.
I mean, most people don't earn that in a month.
The person that I bought the house off, he even invested 30 grand into it.
No.
Sky's the limit.
So the owner gave you money to buy his house. What?
This stuff really works.
Mohammed Ullah, how you been?
I'm brilliant, thank you.
You've absolutely smashed it, and I've loved watching your journey on social media.
Yeah, definitely worked hard for it. Yeah, definitely been putting myself out there, getting involved, doing that HMO conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you actually do things, you learn so much along the way.
Yeah.
And it's been an amazing journey, yeah.
I remember being drawn to you when we first met because we met at a business conference,
Yeah.
MMI, and I think I just thought, this dude, man, he's got something about him, and we connected there, and we've worked together since, and you've done a whole bunch of deals. So why don't you just summarise, what were you doing before you got into property?
I had a taxi company, I had restaurants, I had takeaways, I was working 24/7, 365. Yeah, I was a workaholic. That all came crashing down 2017. We lost the operator's license in the taxi game. So I call all this a blessing in disguise. My daughter was born at the time as well. Yeah, it was time to learn something new and do something different. And your energy and the things that you were saying out there really brought me back to life, you know. And I thought, right, yeah, you know, I'll go to university, learn something for 3 years, 5 years, and then become doctor, whatever, and that's it. But when you learn property, entrepreneurship, business, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And the people, the environment that you created was just absolutely brilliant for me.
It took a little while for you to get your first deal though with us, didn't it? It took a good few months.
It did.
And you were complaining a little bit about, it's like, no one wants to buy deals, it's a bit tricky.
A big thing was my own mind frame and where I was at. When you've worked 10, 12 years of your life hardcore at something,
Yeah.
and you know, all of a sudden you have to dismantle everything you've done, it has an effect on your head and the things that you're saying. You know, you're going to get that anger out, and you carry that anger with you. Mm-hmm. And when you're carrying the anger with you, you're thinking negative of everything that comes around you.
Right.
At that time, you know, I was in a very low place. Mentally, I was moaning.
I mean, you still moan a little bit.
No, I'm very positive now.
You are.
I'm very positive now. But you can, people, it's quite easy to moan because 90% of the things that we see in social media and see in the world in the news is crap.
Yeah.
So we become that crap magnet.
Right.
That 10% of people, the entrepreneurs, the businessmen, are programmed to, no, I don't take in crap. I stop the crap. I don't take that in. And I've got to train my brain to gain, and I've got to see the positive in everything.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to put a block on the crap that's out there.
Yeah.
Or else it just drags you down.
But bad news sells, doesn't it? So even if I do a YouTube video, if I put something negative in the title,
Yeah.
it will get 100 times the views. And I think in the same way with the TV and mainstream media, they know if they say, oh, there's a great thing that's happened, or oh, there's a new school in this area, and no one cares. But if they say, oh, this school just got burnt down, then it's suddenly everybody wants to buy the newspaper.
Exactly.
So these businesses, the big media companies, they're always going to spin things negatively. If they say, oh, this person's really rich and he's helping lots of people, no one cares. But if they say this person's really rich and we think he's doing tax fraud, woof, it's a big story.
Boom.
So because of that, we're surrounded constantly by negativity, negative people, negative media, negative news stories. And I know you just had, you'd closed your business down. What do you think changed between you struggling to sell your first deal and thinking, man, this isn't happening, now you're selling loads of deals, you've done your own financial freedom challenge, you're buying houses, you're selling houses. Like, what do you think was it just mindset or was it skill?
Mindset, skill. When I was training, I didn't know much. As I left the training, I learned and learned and learned. You use social media, lots of groups out there. Confidence has grown.
Yeah.
Confidence doesn't grow in just one day, 1 week, 2 weeks. 3 months,
Right.
6 months, 12 months.
Yeah.
You know, confidence grows. I'm 2019, 2022 now. My confidence is back. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to property. I spoke to many people, all on different levels. You know, now I know I'm a professional property investor.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
And now you're a full-time property investor.
Full-time, part-time, yeah, I like to call it like a retirement job,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, full-time property investor. Great deals always come my way.
They do.
You know, the mantra, you know, I'm a property investor. Great deals always come my way. I've been saying that, and they do.
Yeah.
And they do. People are always contacting me. I've got this, I've got that. What do you think? You know, and the great deals do come my way.
Talk to me about what deal selling is, because I want to know how do you do it? How does it work? How do you find investors? How do you close the deal? What is the product? What is deal selling?
So deal selling, we go out there, we find deals all day long. So we find a deal, we run the numbers, do the due diligence, we check all the comparables in the area and package it up, ready for an investor.
So you negotiate the price?
We negotiate the price, we secure it, we run all the due diligence, we make sure that the deal's a good deal.
Right. Because the thing is, there's hundreds of thousands of properties available. If you go on Rightmove and you don't really know what you're doing, there's hundreds of thousands. So having somebody find a good deal, negotiate it, go out there on a Tuesday afternoon and view it in the rain, liaise with the agent, put together a management company, the whole kabang. I mean, how much are you charging for that on average?
Obviously, 3,000, 5,000. We've done £10,000 deals.
How would you justify charging 10 grand for a deal?
I had 4 service accommodations in a block, £2,500 a deal. And we ran all the new numbers, all the due diligence was done. We got paid. We got paid £10,000 in the bank. Woo, this stuff really works.
Most people don't earn that in a month.
No.
And you can just make it just from bang, one good deal.
You can. You've got to have that mindset. You've got to have that training. You've got to understand the industry.
You have to, because imagine if you got into a plane and there's a pilot there and the pilot was like, my first day today. Yeah. And you're like, oh, right, okay. Don't worry though. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. You're not going to trust your life. You're not going to put your life in the hands of somebody. And in the same way, when someone's putting their life savings in the hands of somebody, they want to know that person knows what they're doing. They've been trained. They've got good relationships with the agents. They know how to stack a deal. They know how to do proper due diligence before they'll pay. And of course, you know, presumably you have a calling off period, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if you're selling a property, you're going to say, look, you've got maybe 14 days to go do your own checks, get a survey on it. And then if you're not happy, you'll get a refund. But it just saves the investor so much time and aggro. If they're a busy doctor working in London and they want to invest in Manchester, just the petrol alone and going back and forth and often viewings, you get gazumped or the viewing cancels an hour before. People haven't got the time, so they'd rather pay you 3 grand.
I've had my investors look at a deal and then not go ahead with this deal because it was whatever reason, it was in a bad neighbourhood or whatever. Your neighbours are this side, that side, and you know, even if it's a bad neighbourhood, houses do get rented out.
Yeah.
And they've not taken that deal, and then they've seen something else that's come on my list, and they've inquired about that, and then they've gone with that. But they missed out on that one, and the time 6 months down the line, they've come back and said, oh, well, I'll go for this one. They missed out on all that.
Missed out on like rent.
Time is money. Investments are investments. It's like to find a deal. Well, now we're in the trade. Now we've got so many co-sourcers that work with us. We've got so many people, agents calling us up. Do you want this? Do you want that? We built that network. For one to go and build that network, it takes time and energy. Again, training as well. You know, it's important to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because you invested on the full academy. So you dropped like 12 grand?
12 grand in,
12 grand, hopefully well spent.
Oh yeah, brilliant, yeah.
What would you say the biggest things that you learned over that 12 months were?
Due diligence, reading your contracts, personal development. You know, I'm a big believer in personal development. I always believe, first of all, you got to develop yourself personally. Because if you're going to be a millionaire, you got to know how a millionaire will operate and how you're going to handle £1 million.
Yeah.
You got to understand the business world. The market changes all the time. Interest rates are going up. All the scaremongering's going on.
In the news.
And the news. Oh, you know, and the pound today. The pound is so weak to the dollar and all this. You've got to keep in touch with that.
Yeah.
And then obviously property. I've got the education on the property side of things. These three things, in my opinion, are the most important things. Number one, you've got to start with yourself personally, and you've got to have that vision, meditate and find that vision of where you want to be, what you want to do, and focus on 1-2 things that you like.
Yeah.
Choose that right thing that's right for you and go forth that way.
Because you already had a few properties when you came on the academy.
I did. These were without education properties, so I had the money, I just put it into the property, thank you very much, let it grow.
Yeah.
But when you work out your ROI and you work out how to do things properly, it's a different story altogether.
Yeah.
It's about, right, actually, well, if I didn't go for that and I went for something like this, then I would have got more money back on the money that I'm spending.
Because now you're doing like HMOs, serviced accommodation.
Yeah, well,
I mean, HMOs are crazy because an average place in Manchester might rent out a small house, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house, 600 quid, 700 quid a month.
yeah, correct.
But you'll rent a room out for 500 quid.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't you just rent it out room by room and collect a couple thousand, or serviced accommodation?
Yeah.
If you rent it out on a nightly basis,
Yeah.
as long as you do your due diligence properly,
Yeah.
you can get 3 or 4 times as much profit.
Yeah.
And you've not got tenants, you've
Yeah.
got guests, you've got tax advantages. It's just crazy.
Well, I think I've done all of the things that you've taught me in this one deal, apart from the lease option bit. The BRR, I bought a house, we refurbished.
This is your most recent purchase?
This is the Wigan project, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we bought a house and we refurbed it. Number one, the deal selling, it was to be sold to an investor, a Netherlands investor. Everything was done, loan agreements ready to sign, and at the last minute, he pulled out of the deal. I was sat there with the solicitor and he pulled out. And I was like,
Why did he pull out?
I don't know, he must have got cold feet, something, whatever.
Got nervous?
Nervous. Something in the negative media got him.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, this is the last minute. We've got, for me to get this over the line, I've got this problem, that problem, that problem, that problem to solve. And as you do as an entrepreneur, boom, right, first problem, right. I need to get a 2-week extension because I'd exchange contracts for my investor.
Oh, damn.
Right? So I was like, I speak to their solicitor, they said no. So I was like, right, oh my God, he's not letting me do it. I tell you what, I'm going to go and find the guy that owns it. And now what I knew was he lived on this road a few doors down. So I knocked on 3 doors and I found him. I said to him, Dave, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I need a 2-week extension. He goes, yeah, fine, no problem. Fine, no problem. I thought, bloody hell, brilliant. Your solicitor said no, but you're all right. Okay, brilliant. So he found his solicitor and said, yeah, not a problem. He can have his 2-week extension. That was one problem solved. Then we had to raise some finance. Again, picked up the phone, we raised the finance.
How did you raise the finance so quick?
Well, we've got a list. We've got a list of investors. A couple of the investors put some money in. I broke it down. I think I was aiming to raise about 40 grand, something like that, I think, at the time. And I broke it down, I got 10,000 off this person. You're going to love this one. The person that I bought the house off, he even invested 30 grand into it for me.
No.
Yeah, the owner of the house.
The owner?
Owner of the house saw what I was doing. We became friends. We went for a meal and everything. You know.
What?
And
so the owner gave you money to buy his house off of...
I got the buying bit done and 30 grand on the refurb side of things.
Dude, you're a genius. How much did you give him back? Did you pay him a fixed rate? Or?
Fixed rate, 10%.
So you said to him, I've just bought your house, I want 30 grand to refurb it, and I'll give you 10% back.
Yeah, it was done a bit differently, but yeah.
How was it done?
Well, we went for a meal, we chatted about it. I said to him, look, this is what I'm doing. Do you fancy doing this? You know,
so
have
the
a
money
good
that
think
he
about
got from the sale, he gave you back?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
mate.
So he's become a great friend as well now, you know.
How important is that, networking and relationships?
Vital. It's very, very important.
So you bought the house for how much?
105,000.
So you bought it because your investor pulled out. So you bought it for 105.
Yeah.
You refurbed it. How
Yep.
much was the total refurb?
At that time, we were calculating that it was going to cost about 120, 140,000. We were doing a 7-bed conversion. And as I went in and looking at everything that had happened, I thought, do you know what? I'll just do a family home, 4-bedroom family home, island kitchen and all that. I'll do a simple job on it and move on to the next one. Agreed a price with the builder. I think it was about £37,000. Brilliant. I thought, right, that's all dead manageable. We can do that. He's stripped the building. I'm looking at it bare and I'm thinking, oh, I could put a room there. And I can have my 6-bedroom HMO. I could earn me £37,000 a year rent. I wonder how much extra it would cost if I save on the kitchen, island kitchen and things like that. The doors, they need to change from normal doors to fire doors. We need to put some en-suites in. We'll save here and put it there. And it got to £52,995.
Okay.
So I was juggling the money. I was thinking, right, I've taken that much there. I need a little bit more because I'm going to have to furnish it all and things like that. I thought, okay, let's see what the credit cards people are saying these days. I went online and that day I raised 13 grand. I've got 13 grand's worth of cards there available to me.
So what is it now? Like a 6-bed HMO?
It's a 6-bed HMO now.
And you just had a bricks and mortar valuation. What did it come out in at?
210,000.
Oh, mate, that's awesome.
Now that's brilliant because we were predicting 190. Estate agents were saying to me, normal residential 190. Now, coming at 210 on a bricks and mortar, boom.
Have they taken into account the commercial aspect? Or
No, not yet.
You're going to refinance it at 210 or are you going to wait?
Oh, my heck, I'm going to wait.
You're going to wait?
I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to challenge that because beforehand, I've already spoken to another surveyor and he's saying the commercial valuation, anything from 240 to 280.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So I know it's there. I just got to challenge the way this guy's worded his valuation and I've got to put another valuation forward.
So like 100 grand profit then?
Yeah.
But even at 210, you could refinance that and you're going to pull out
157,000.
So you're going to pull out all your money. And then what about profit? How much is that profit going to clean you?
With a HMO, I'm going to be netting anything from 1,500 to 1,800 a month. Whereas if I go down the service accommodation route, our projections are saying that we'll net between £2,500 a month on a 50% occupancy.
So even at 50%, you're going to make £2,500 a month
grand
profit?
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
And you're going to pull out all your money?
I'm going to pull out all my money and do it all over again.
So you'll be left with basically a free house?
Yeah.
Making £2,500 a month?
Yeah.
Ka-ching, bro.
Ka-ching.
That's incredible. And that was a deal that you wanted to pass to an investor. Are you glad that it fell through?
Yeah, blessings in disguise.
So talk to me about being a deal sourcer then, because being a deal sourcer opens you up to joint ventures. It opens you up to investors, which means that if you come across a deal, rather than selling it, you can raise the finance.
Yeah.
Basically, you're getting paid to find deals. So if you get the absolute cherry deals, you can keep them yourself.
Exactly, cherry deals, you can keep them yourself. As you can see, there was a cherry deal there I was trying to give to an investor. Yeah, it's brilliant. Everybody knows I'm a deal sourcer. Everybody knows, my 25 years of experience. My social profiles, it's real, it's raw. I'm in the hot tub sometimes doing my videos. It is what it is.
You recently did a financial freedom challenge.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because I'm a massive believer in putting yourself under time limits.
Yeah.
Something that we do within the academy on the programs, rather than just teaching, we'll say, here's what you do. Then I'll be like, now watch me do it. And I'll be on the phone doing it. And then I'll say, right, you've got 1 hour.
Yeah.
Go get a deal. And it's when you're under that pressure, and it is stressful, because it's like, but if you're not stressed and if you're not stretched, you're not growing and you won't do it. So when I saw that you were putting yourself under a 7-day challenge, and you were saying, right, I'm going to go like crazy. You're working with, what was his name, the guy you're working with?
Liam Taylor.
Liam.
Yeah.
You and Liam went out on the road 7 days. What did you guys achieve in a week?
We did. We smashed it. So at first, we went out there, phone bashing. You get your 100 no's. We put it down to 100 no's before you get one yes to a viewing for service accommodation. So we got a couple of viewings, got there, and then they go, they don't allow service accommodation. They don't allow corporate lets. So then, right, okay, we were in the area, so we went knocking on some estate agents' doors. We walked into this estate agent. At first, the estate agent was saying, no, we don't do corporate lets. And then the owner of the estate agent came out, but I'm just refurbing this house up and making it 4 apartments. straight away there and then we went round to the house, weighed it all up with him, and we saw that brilliant. This will work absolutely brilliant. So that we saw that, we went to Sheffield, we travelled all over the country. We got deals here, deals there, deals there. Then we came back, packaging them up, writing it all out, and getting them ready to sell to investors.
How much money did you make?
I think it was about £18,000 altogether.
In a week?
In a week. And when you
Right.
see that money in your bank account, you're like, wow.
And it goes to show what you can do when you put yourself under time pressure. What
Yeah.
would you say about,
Yeah.
in terms of areas, where's your main patch where you're doing deals?
I really like Wigan. I've actually stayed in the house and done bits and, know the area quite well now. So personally, I like Wigan. If I can get a couple more around there, I'm quite happy with that.
How do you grow your investor list to sell deals to?
Well, you got to give value to people. You've got to share your journeys, and people see what you're doing. I put a video of me painting a fence on Reels. And I'm like, this has hit 5,000 likes, this has hit 10,000 views and things like that. And I'm like, wow, I got to keep doing. And I've started doing more and more Reels.
Social media is a good tool.
Absolutely amazing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's so many people just watching, scrolling. Even I've done it. I've scrolled, and my screen time's like 5 hours today. And I'm like, oh, I need to be on the other side. I need to be making content rather than watching content.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I was taught, on one of the programs that I did with
marketing.
Marketing.
Because ultimately, property investment is a business. You need to be able to market your products. You need to be able to stage the properties well.
Yeah.
You need to be able to sell.
Yeah.
You constantly selling to estate agents, to investors, also to tenants.
Yeah.
You need to be able to run the operation. You need to have a smooth operation, systemize everything.
Yeah.
You need to understand finance, tax,
Yeah.
bookkeeping. It's
Yeah.
a business.
It
Your
is.
house is your product and your tenant is your customer. How many crash courses do you think you've been to, Mo?
Till I got banned, do you mean? I've probably been to about 20, 30 of your crash courses.
What is it about? Because obviously we've got the academy where we have mentoring and a very
Yeah.
advanced training.
Yeah.
But the £1 events,
Yeah.
people think, oh, it's only £1, it won't be very good.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good.
They're very good. The energy, the training, the value. Every time you go, I learn something new.
Yeah.
Watching you, a master at his works, all these people that you do help, anybody that's watched a Samuel Leeds video has taken in something.
Yeah.
And a little seed's been planted in the back of their heads, right? Now it's down to them what happens with that seed. Do they water it or do they just let it die?
Yeah.
But Samuel Leeds is in their head. And Samuel Leeds keeps giving value, keeps giving content, keeps working his ass off, right? And going up and down the country to help people learn.
Yeah.
And earn and grow and make their lives financially
Do you
free.
think one of the reasons that you've been so successful though is because you're very coachable, you're always learning, aren't you? You're a massive believer in
You gotta be.
being a student, and I am as well. We met at a training program that wasn't mine.
Exactly.
I was
yeah.
on someone else's course and I bumped into you there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
do you think that one of the reasons you've been so successful might be that continual growth mindset?
Learning never ends. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn, right? And it's vital to keep learning. The more you learn, you grow. Keep growing. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
So grow.
Yeah.
Even with 25 years of business experience doing this project, I've learned so much.
Right.
The first building inspector told me I need a soundproof test doing to it. We did a soundproof test and it failed. Now, only by 1 decibel here and 2 decibels in that room. But it meant I had to spend another couple of grand to get this right. Then the second building inspector came and said, no, this is not a conversion, this is an adaptation. And when you're doing adaptations, you don't need a soundproof test. Same council, 2 different building inspectors giving, 2 different...
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you saved on that extra 2 or 3 grand that you would have spent.
Yeah.
And that's it just shows the importance of knowing your craft.
But I wouldn't have known that. And even another soundproof guy that I was speaking to, because you've got to speak to a few people that are experts in the industry.
Yeah.
Even he didn't pick it up. But when this second building inspector came, he picked it up. Okay, I've learned something new there, and hopefully all your viewers have learned something new here.
Right.
And it's like, you got to share that knowledge.
100%. Share it.
Share it, why not?
A lot of people don't though. A lot of people that are in property, I feel like there's a very competitive nature.
Oh, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to keep that secret.
Yeah.
Nah, what you taught us was tell
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
So, share it, share your knowledge.
What have you got going on at the minute? What's in the pipeline now?
To do another 6-bed HMO with en suites.
Yeah.
This one's going to cost less to do, a bit more to buy. It's in a great location. My property is like 500 yards away from a Premier Inn. So thanks to Premier Inn, they've done the market research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they've spent 10 million building a Premier Inn hotel,
Yeah.
they've done the market research. All you got to do now is just get a small little unit or a small little property. You know that there's demand.
Exactly.
Make the supply better.
Exactly.
And the demand is there and you will make money.
Yeah. Clean, comfy and convenient.
Right.
Simple attitude to live by when it comes to the essays.
That's what people want, convenience more than anything.
Yeah.
Speed sells.
Yeah.
What would be your greatest advice if you're going to leave people with that are wanting to get their foot in the door on their first property?
Get out there, learn, trading first.
Yeah.
Learn these things, hang around with like-minded people, get yourself in Facebook groups and things like that. There's great groups out there. Get yourselves in them, ask questions. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Love it. Well, Mohammed, I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. And keep on winning, brother.
Yeah, always. Thank you for having me.